WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
A local police department fires an officer following his arrest on child pornography charges. It's our top story this evening at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Police arrested 38-year-old Alexander Stachura on Monday, and tonight he's facing 6 felony charges.
He was a Meridian Township police officer but was fired right after being formally charged.
Rachel Ramsey has been following this story all day. She's here for you now with a closer look at the investigation.
Yeah, Siobhan, Sherry, 6 News obtained this court document that gives more details into the alleged crimes, and the documents show that Stachura's wife is the one who turned him in. Former Meridian Township police officer Alexander Stachura faces 3 counts of possessing child sexually abusive material and 3 counts of using a computer to commit a crime. Meridian Township police say they put Stachura on paid leave in October when the Michigan State Police let the department know they were investigating him criminally.
Took away his access to all township buildings, equipment, and computer devices.
Stachura, who state police say is from Williamston, had been with the Meridian Township Police Department for less than a year, so he was considered a probationary officer. But this wasn't his first time working at the department.
He took a personal leave several years ago, and under his current round of employment, he started in March of 2024.
Court documents show MSP's investigation began in October when Stachura's wife told troopers that she believed she found child porn on a flash drive belonging to her husband. The documents say that investigators were able to confirm with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that the images in question did include a teenage girl having sex, and the documents show officials found the same images on Stachura's phone. Stachura is accused of accessing the child pornography back in October of 2022. He was ultimately arrested December 9th and then fired the next day.
We respect the criminal justice system and the innocence until proven guilty that we have in the United States, but given the long-term leave that would be necessary to defend himself in this case and our personnel issues in the police department that we're just getting over, we were unable to maintain his probationary employment.
The Michigan State Police say if Stachura is convicted, he faces up to 4 years in prison for each count of child sexually abusive material. His next court appearance is a probable cause hearing set for next week. State police say after the hearing, they will give more information. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Turning to politics, state lawmakers are still rushing to advance bills before the end of the year.
And one bill that was introduced takes one controversial topic in Lansing and pushes it even further.
Democrats introduced House Bill 6287, which would raise the state's minimum wage to $20 an hour by 2030. The increases scheduled for early next year would stay the same, and then the minimum wage would jump to $14 an hour on January 1st of 2026. It would increase by $1.50 every year after that until reaching $20 in 2030. After that, the minimum wage would be tied to increases in the Consumer Price Index. Now, this bill was just introduced today and is unlikely to pass by the end of the year.
But what are the Republicans in the state house up to today? The answer is nothing at all.
Yeah, all 54 GOP state representatives refused to appear on the state house floor today in an effort to force Democrats to vote on a bill to maintain the lower minimum wage for tipped employees.
Our Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic spoke to them.
They say that one picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, this video seems to say it all. On the right-hand side of the aisle, all those empty seats in the Michigan House, they belong to Republicans. They were not on the House floor because they were outside the House chambers, staging a news conference asserting that they wouldn't return to the House floor unless something happened with Speaker Joe Tate. They're trying to pressure him. They want him to take up legislation to save tip wages for some employees and also deal with the minimum wage and family leave issues. The only problem is the president of the UAW and other unions have advised the Democratic Speaker to block the bills.
Speaker Tate has not demonstrated the political courage to step up and do the right things for Michigan workers. Instead, you see him focus on things that are not very important.
You do understand that organized labor has asked him to kill this legislation.
Well, I think Speaker Tate, he needs to realize organized labor is not on his side. And I think that it's put up or shut up time.
Mr. Tate accuses the Republicans of not doing their job, while the Michigan Democratic Party dismissed all this as cheap political stunts that are an insult to Michigan taxpayers. And it shows that the Republicans are more interested in gridlock than helping those citizens. Meanwhile, Mr. Hall will not use the term boycott to describe what the Republicans are doing, but he argues that it is time for Democrats to help employees and stop debating unrelated issues that could be put on hold.
You have restaurant workers across Michigan who are about to lose their jobs, and they're talking about county commission appointments and creating new commissions and all of these things that really could wait until next year.
Meanwhile, back on the House floor, the Democrats continue to vote on legislation without the R's. All those green lights are Democrats, all the white lights are the 54 missing Republicans. Mr. Hall warns that delicate negotiations to fix the roads and other issues could fall by the wayside if the Speaker does not bend and allow this vote that the Republicans want.
If Speaker Tate doesn't put up today legislation to move earned sick leave policies,
Skuvik, 6 News.
Thank you, Tim. Well, Spartan Stadium is getting a $30 million makeover.
Yes, the MSU Board of Trustees approved a renovation proposal for the century-old stadium today.
Now, the first phase of this project will replace the big video boards at the stadium, including the displays, creating more sponsorship opportunities. Phase 2 will renovate the west side of the stadium, including the suites, the restrooms, flooring, and seating. The third and final phase will focus on the east side and bowl seating. The university expects to complete all of the work in time for the start of football next year.
And the MSU Board also greenlit the purchase of 92 acres of land in Allerton Township, about 3 miles off of campus east of Holt. That land will expand the Dairy Cattle Teaching and Research Center. And this comes after a purchase of 260 acres in southern Ingham County fell through.
Well, police in Lansing want your help finding a teenager who is missing tonight. Take a look. This is 18-year-old Serenity Taylor. She was last seen November 22nd on the 1600 block of Olds Avenue. Serenity does have some medical issues and she does not have the medicine that she needs. She's about 5 feet tall, weighs 175 pounds. Serenity may be staying in the Flint area. The number for the Lansing Department is on your screen right now. Call in a tip if you know anything that could help find her.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We are going to have some pretty big changes moving in as we go throughout the upcoming weekend. Even though we had a lot of sunshine today, temperatures were still quite warm. We're not going to see nearly as much sun tomorrow, but temperatures, well, they're going to get a heck of a lot warmer. Speaking of warm, take a look at just how festive and bright and just inviting that this holiday lights display seems. The winner of today's contest is Evelyn Ritter from over in St. John. Some beautiful lights on the house, also some very festive lights on the tractor as well. Still a lot of time to submit your pictures into the contest. To do so, go to our website, WLNS.com/holiday-lights. Again, temperatures today were incredibly chilly. Most of us only topping out in the upper teens to low 20s by tomorrow. It is going to be a noticeable difference. We'll still be below average, but temperatures in the mid 30s, low 40s on Sunday. And notice we keep on rising all the way up to a high of 50 degrees on Monday. It is going to come along with the chance for some widespread rain showers, but notice after that we get a lot closer to average and eventually right back down below freezing for the following weekend. Satellite and radar not going to show a whole lot in the way of activity as we go forward. We are going to stay dry across the area tonight with mostly cloudy conditions returning to the area. Cloud cover will continue to increase as we go throughout our Saturday, and then late Saturday night into early Sunday morning our next area of low pressure moves in. Now while Precision Cast is trying to show the chance for maybe a brief round of snow or even freezing rain, this system is going to be pulling some very warm air into the area, so likely not going to see anything significant in terms of snow or even freezing rain, and impacts across the area going to be fairly minimal. We just have widespread rain showers in the forecast by the time we get into our Sunday, and a couple of lingering sprinkles as we move into the Monday time frame as well. Across the area right now, temperatures feeling significantly warmer compared to where they were this same time yesterday, and most of that is due to the fact that we have some calmer winds. We're at 15 degrees in Lansing, highs only making it up into the upper teens today. We have mostly clear skies over in Grand Ledge. Temperatures topped out near 20 degrees, a peak wind gust of only 10 miles per hour reported for our Friday. A very similar situation in downtown Jackson this morning. We started off with temperatures in the single digits, but because of all the sunshine, eventually warmed all the way up to a high in the low 20s. And yet again, live look in downtown Hillsdale, 5 degrees. That's the temperature we started the day off with, currently at 18 after a high of 22. As we go throughout the overnight hours, we will fall right back down to 11 degrees with mostly cloudy conditions, making their way right back into the area. Cloud cover continues to increase for our Saturday, temperatures topping out in the mid-30s. 40-degree high temperatures on the way for the start of the weekend, or I should say the second half of the weekend. Start of next week, we make it up to a high of 50. Cloud cover returns on Tuesday. Temperatures a lot closer to average, and then we turn to tracking the chance for snow on Christmas Eve.
Ah, that's good news.
It is.
Yeah, so this roller coaster ride we've been riding looks like it's going to mild out by then.
Monday is going to be.
Oh,
You'll be
shorts.
wearing your flip-flops.
I haven't quite put them away yet, Sherry. So yeah, see?
It's her positive thinking.
She's been preparing.
She has.
Or just lazy, but there's that too.
Well, you know, 6 News brought back one of our favorite holiday traditions this year, and we're asking for your help.
We want to recognize remarkable women here in Mid-Michigan who are making a difference for their families and the community.
That's right. So to nominate someone, just click on the Remarkable Women section of our website, WLNS.com, and then tell us all about the remarkable woman in your life.
We will pick 4 women and profile them during Women's History Month this coming March. You have until December 20th to nominate someone. Well, still to come tonight, cases of whooping cough are skyrocketing in Eaton County. We're going to hear from the experts after the break.
Keep it right here. That and much more straight ahead at 6.